Hello everyone. Welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day before starting the video. Please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Richard Madeley faced the axe from his breakfast show job in the ITV Cuts bloodbath before a showdown with bosses left him with a part-time deal. The veteran presenter, 69, is the highest-profile name to be caught up in the Good Morning Britain shakeup. The Sun on Sunday can also reveal Susanna Reid, 54, is negotiating a longer-term 2-year contract to be a face of the network. But daytime TV queen Lorraine Kelly, 65, is rumored to be leaving altogether by the end of next year. Sources say Richard was told on Wednesday his contract, worth a reported $300,000 a year, would not be renewed on current terms when it expires in December. But he angrily hit back and negotiated a new deal with bosses, but it will mean a significant cut in his hours and pay. A source said, "This one has really rocked the ITV corridors because Richard is such a big name and a legend of daytime telly." On Wednesday, word started to spread he'd been axed, that his contract wasn't going to be renewed when it expired in December. So there was a great deal of shock. But by Friday, it became apparent Richard had a meeting with the network's most senior bosses, and he's now being kept on in a more part-time role. He's got himself back on the show, but his hours are significantly cut. Richard made an unexpected return to daytime telly in 2021 after Piers Morgan left GMB in a row over Harry and Meghan. Madeley had co-hosted ITV's This Morning with wife Judy Finnegan for 13 years from 1988 to 2001. They had been the golden couple of daytime telly, and it was thought both were happy to enjoy retirement at their homes in London and Cornwall. But Richard made a shock return to the screen as ITV bosses brought him in as a regular joint presenter on GMB with Susanna. He quickly established himself as a popular face on the breakfast show, building up a warm rapport with his co-host and taking on the main male anchor role. Amid the latest upheaval, Susanna is also negotiating a lucrative 2-year contract as a mainstay on the show, we can reveal. A source said, Susanna has been in a series of strictly confidential meetings to secure a new 2-year deal. She's the face of the network now alongside Ant and Dec, and will help to steer the ship amid a time of uncertainty. She has more than proven her worth, and bosses are keen to secure her long-term. Former MP Ed Balls, 58, is set to be kept on, despite some viewers criticizing the show for having a conflict of interest when he has been interviewing his former Labour political colleagues. Ed, who became a presenter on the GMB Rota in 2022, has been pulled out of the studio in recent months when there is an interview with his wife, Home Secretary Yvette Cooper, leaving Susanna to do it alone. Now ITN is set to take control of producing GMB, and a source said, the main aim of the restructure is to cut costs, and the truth is, Ed isn't as expensive as other faces. But with ITN taking control of things, there was some concern of the Ofcom situation. Having a former Labour minister, who is married to the current Home Secretary, makes it very difficult to argue they're impartial. But at the moment, he's staying. He doesn't rate, as well as others. Meanwhile, industry sources think Lorraine Kelly will do only one run of her new cut-down 30-minute show, and will leave at the end of next year. This seems to be suggested by proposed ITV plans, seen by The Sun on Sunday. They reveal the role of head of Lorraine is the only daytime TV showrunner job to be on a 1-year contract. It is also to be part-time for the first time. On Tuesday, ITV bosses announced that Lorraine, shown on weekdays from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m., would air on just 30 out of 52 weeks. Lorraine will be presenting it herself 5 days a week, having previously taken Fridays off. Just weeks prior to the announcement, it was floated to Lorraine by ITV bosses that she could retire the show after a successful run, but she is said to have declined and opted to see out her contract. A telly source said, Lorraine was asked if she wanted to retire, having just celebrated her 40 years on breakfast TV, but she instead chose to see out her contract. Bosses thought it would be an ideal opportunity for her to spend more time with family, especially given how little she was on her own show last year. Many think it is unlikely she will stay on after her current contract, and that is further proven by the fact that the boss of her show will be part-time and on a one-year contract. She is a hugely valued member of the ITV history and is likely to do other shows at the channel, with some thinking she may explore documentaries, travelogues, and passion projects. Company accounts last year showed Lorraine's fortune topped $4 million. She paid $108,000 tax for the year to December 2023, suggesting she earned about $568,000. Anger about the ITV cuts has been widespread among staff. One crew member revealed, "Most of us were completely blindsided by the announcement, with many of us feeling that we'd had the rug pulled from beneath us. There has been a lot of tears behind the scenes and outrage at just how much money the on-screen talent are taking home. There is also concern among the panelists of ITV's Loose Women over job security as the axe falls, with some concerned about ageism. The show's 26-strong pool of presenters and panelists is set to be slashed by up to a third, with the program cut to 30 weeks a year." One insider said, "Even legendary battle axe Janet Street Porter is being uncharacteristically charming to colleagues. Everyone is on their best behavior." Of course, there are fears that some of the older panelists are less relevant now as they don't have such big social media presences. It's mayhem. Meanwhile, ITV Chief Executive Carolyn McCall pocketed a $4 million salary, including her bonus last year. ITV said, "We will not comment on speculation. Our daytime schedule and shows remain exactly as they are until the end of this year. We have always said our intention is to keep our daytime shows as familiar to viewers as possible, which includes seeing presenters they know and love. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our Netflix World 24 YouTube channel for more update news."